Hi guys, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. Today we're gonna probably beat up some adventures in the Goose and Fox, which probably will not go down very well, but I'm still gonna do it because I want the dagger for the kid. Still not entirely sure if I'm gonna give the dagger to the kid, but well.
Sure.
Now, where are these people? Are these the people? No. That's just souls. It might be these guys. These guys, look. No, that's a bodyguard. Oh no, they're the ones upstairs, aren't they? Yes. There was this gang of people upstairs. It's probably them. That sounds right. Where are they? These guys. These guys. Who will I talk to? You?
Welcome.
Did you buy a much steel dagger from Egrin? He displays the blade on a flat palm. I did, and a fine piece it is. I don't know of any more circulating in the city outside the steel in the Crucible Keep, of course. I was trying to get it for a kid named Gordy. How much to take it off your hands? He blinks and kicks his feet off the table. A kid? This isn't a toy, you know. Get him a wooden sword. The Orlan woman leans over and punches his arm. Come on, Weaksel. If our friend here is willing to pay, what's the harm? Plenty, actually. A kid'll probably poke his eye out. Besides, I plan to use this dagger. How much would it take for you to change your mind? He turns the blade in the light, admiring it. Seeing as how there's a sudden demand for it, 100 pounds seems fair. Demand isn't as high as you think. Chances are good that dagger was stolen or looted off of one of the knights. In that case, I'm probably doing you a favor. He frowns. Can't be too careful around the authorities these days, especially as an Orlan. Fine, I'll sell it, but not for less than 50. I'm getting my money back at the very least. Deal. 50's fine. He hands you the dagger hilt first. Pleasure doing business with you. Is there something else you wanted? Nope. I really didn't want to fight these guys because they seemed like cool people. So this is my preferred outcome. Well, Gordy. Let's see if you'll kill yourself with that dagger. He'll probably kill himself. Whoop whoop. He was down here somewhere. Across that bridge. There he is. Gordy bounces on the pavement. Did you get it? Do you have the dagger? Can I see it? Lie or just give it to him. I feel the game is really trying very hard for me to not give that child the dagger. What the hell. I have the dagger right here. Gordy stops bouncing and stares at it, gaping in awe. It's so sharp! A deal's a deal. Here you go. He snatches it off out of the air, heedless of anything else. He yanks it out of its sheath and holds the blade up to the light. I'm going to be just like the Crucible Knights. He saws and chops at the air. Oh dear, he's going to kill himself. He flips the weapon into the air and grabs at the hilt, almost slicing his palm open in the process. His eyes dart away from yours as he sheaths the dagger. So, about that secret. Gordy puts his hand up to his mouth and whispers loudly, I saw one of the actors hide something under a loose stone near the theater. Probably nothing as good as a March steel dagger, though. That's it! Thank you for telling me, Gordy. Bye! Kid's gonna kill himself for what? Some trinket hidden by the theater? I mean, let's go to the theater and see. Maybe it's awesome. Maybe it's an awesome shiny shine. This is the way to the theater, right? Yes, it is. Have I been to the theater yet? I don't think so. I'm probably gonna have to do that in stealthy stuff.
And what do we have here?
There it is. Oaken scarab figurine. An amethyst and some booze. Interesting kind of booze. A common sight in the Durwood. Blascon is fashioned from sunreed liquor and the boiled sap from Glenfathan trees. It's known to lend a sense of heightened alertness to the user, though it leaves one feeling worn and lethargic once it wears off. I'll take the shit. Hello, Gadal. Can't talk right now, okay. You can talk? Lumdala. The statuesque woman has a gaze that could cut stone. She turns her chiseled cheekbones to the sky and favors you with a look of acknowledgement. Her eyes shimmer under silvered eyeshadow and a razor-precise line of kohl. Before you can speak, she throws her hand up in dramatic fashion.
Well met, friend.
Autographs after the performance, please. Great art requires quite great concentration, and greatness is expected from the Revel of the Stars. What's the Revel of the Stars? We're the finest theatre troupe in the city. We believe that the best art is immersive and true to life. She looks at the amphitheatre with a rapturous expression. We stage our performances right here in Copper Lane for the edification of all. I suppose I can spare a few moments for a fan. What do you do? That depends entirely on the demand of the role. She lays a slender hand on her chest. I am the Pallid Knight, the widow of the wood, and the warrior queen Mokka. All at different times. To live a different life each day is a glorious thing indeed, my friend. Does the Revel of Stars take in many new members? But of course! Good drama is a balm to the soul, and we wish to offer a true theatrical experience to as many as possible. Alright, bye. Okay, bye. They're gonna hit me if I just run on stage, don't they? I kinda wanna! Oh, nothing happened. That's boring. Look at me just ruining the theatre piece. Oh well. Hello. Commoner. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to Heritage Hill. I think that's the only place I haven't been yet. So let's see what that has in store. Ooh. Best turn around, traveler. Heritage Hill is closed. Why?
Well met, friend.
The guard holds up a palm. Sorry, but this district closed by order of the Duke himself. What's going on in there? Both guards look at each other. Look, even if I were allowed to tell you, I don't rightly know. All I can say is that whatever it is started about 2 months ago. The guards that closed the gate talked of something unnatural that still wakes them in the middle of the night. I don't want to know any more than that. Was there anything else? How do I get inside? Trust me, you don't want to, the guard shrugs. But if you were really set on seeing this for yourself, I suppose you'd have to get permission from Wyla at the Keep in First Fire. Want some coin to open the gate for me? The guards glance at each other. Look, we could get in a lot of trouble for this, but then it's not like you could make things worse in there. You hand us £1,000, and I'll open the gate and then look the other way. And don't bother trying to bargain us down. The money will make sure our families are okay if we're found out. Never mind, I'm gonna do that some other time. So, how do I implicate... What's done? How do I implicate the guy with the... that kept... Not so much took, but kept the armor? Osric was his name? The music just got very dramatic. Crucible Keep. I don't understand. Rogue Knight. Might have forged document from Dunrid Row. Where is Dunrid Row? I am very confused. It's nowhere here. Is it the Soul People place? Talked to you before? Reach out for the soul. No. You see a trio of Orlans, bright and gaudy, their instruments weapons as they compete with one another in brutal disharmony. Behind them, a troupe of performers rolls, jump and gesture, teeth flashing with exquisite sharpness as they enact some bizarre pantomime. The smallest, one moment seemingly a child and the next an old man, thrusts obscenely at the crowd. Eyes glazed behind his rictus grin. The crowd jostles uncomfortably at the display, dissatisfaction in their midst. No money is thrown, no praise given as the performers continue their display. The crowd disperses, uneasy, and the man-child's grin grows obscene as he watches them go. Somebody had fun. I literally have no idea how to prove that the documents were forged. Oh, hello. Diplomat. I don't think I need to go to the embassy.
This would be the temple Merwald spoke of, or what remains of it.
Yes, that's what I figured, but I don't want to go there yet. Anything but pushing the plot forward. Not gonna happen. Need more time. Need to figure out. So, is it in here? Is that the place that I'm looking for? Otherwise I might have to go back to the guy and ask him. If that's the place, then it's probably in here. I have no idea. No clue what I'm doing. Oh, there's someone lying there. Oh. Will you talk to me? Can I talk to you? No? It didn't have the strange, the stealth icon, so I'm assuming I can just take the book. Saint Waitwin, Farmer Become God. The table is set with an assortment of leaflets and booklets with titles like Practical Benefits of Animancy and Soul Adjustment for the Well-Adjusted Soul. Who you talking to, buddy? Head Warden Ethelmore. That is a statue. Okay. A well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down and blinking over the bustle of harried academics, pestered by the hopeful desperate. A strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There is a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turn toward you. It has been some time since a watcher graced these halls. His voice echoes deeply, rumbling the floor beneath you. I am envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that has brought you to my sanitarium? Tell me about the sanitarium. The history lesson. This is a rare pleasure, most commonly only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We are an old institution, as Durwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves, thus the sanitarium. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion and animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then, we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Lineage analysis, that's what I need to do. Today, I can say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Durwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand, so it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have a representative in the palace this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke. Absurd as it sounds. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Durwood. I fear Ava may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be. We shall see. I'm curious as to how you've come to be in your present state, as in a statue. In the statue, you mean? Well, he laughs. I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body, none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If we are ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Of that I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple, as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again one of our animances will humour me and consult over some problem, but they are a jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you are considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. No, I have no intention of getting in a soul or something. Varna! You sense a strange divide in this woman's soul, an unnatural boundary between two opposed wills. You see the woman pausing by a roadside to hand something to the driver of a stopped wagon. These herbs should help with his party sickness, she tells him. You can find more along the road, easy to spot with their serrated leaves, but avoid the ones with the green berries. It's a different species, toxic. He thanks her and offers her coin, but she waves him off, explaining that she's merely doing what her order asks of her. He nods, and she heads off down the road, as he begins to hungrily consume the herb. You see the woman searching alongside the road now, the wagon just up the path, and you realize you have skipped backward in her memory. She sets eyes on a plant with serrated leaves and green berries. What? She picks several handfuls, tearing the berries off one by one and tossing them to the ground. She nudges them off the path into the brush quickly with her boot without looking down, as if to hide them from her own sight, before striding back toward the wagon, hands outstretched. She just poisoned the dude! The table is set with an assortment of leaflets and booklets, with titles like Practical Benefit. Oh, well, it's the same books. Okay. Ooh, The Most Unfortunate Tale of Favia and Bernat, a Valiant Tragedy. I think we've already seen that, but I'll take it. There's more books. Nasitak Poetry, a compilation. Is that the same kind of books? What your soul may be trying to tell you. Pyramid. Oh, soul. You see a dark room with garish furnishings, a large bed covered with pillows, several couches, and expensive rugs. This man is sitting in a chair pushed against the wall of the room opposite the door. He is dressed in dark clothes with a black cloak wrapped around his shoulders, its hood pulled close around his face. Shadows fall across him, the darkness rendering him virtually invisible. 2 other men wait in the darkness with him, watching the door. All 3 are motionless. Noise from the crowded common room below echoes up through the floorboards. The handle rattles. A man staggers in, dragging a young woman with him. The 2 standing men exchange a quick glance, one of them tilting his head and shrugging only slightly before jumping to the task at hand. One steps forward, grabbing the girl's wrist, wrenching it from her escort's hold with one hand while pushing the door closed with the other. Then that hand is over the girl's mouth before she's even aware she's in someone else's arms. He takes a dagger from its place on his belt and draws it across her neck. He holds her still, waits for the struggle to stop. The other standing man has already subdued their target, now tied to a chair, arms and legs bound with a rack stuffed in his mouth. The girl, no longer moving, is placed under the bed, the man who dealt with her taking his place beside the door, the other. They stare down at the man screaming against the cloth, but the muffled sound is unheard over the raucous noise of the crowd below. One of the men begins murmuring softly, putting his hand under the chin of the man in the chair. There is a brief flash of light, and the man stops struggling, a suddenly placid look in his eyes. The 2 captors ask various questions that the bound man answers happily. After they finish, the 2 look to the man sitting against the wall. He has not moved, as the events transpired before him, but only sat, silently, observing everything as it happened. He stands, holding the cloak closed around himself, and nods to the 2 men. He then walks to the door, opens it only far enough to allow himself to exit, and leaves them to finish their task. That's not nice. You're not nice people, are you? Psalm to Voudica. I'll have that, thank you. Ooh, The Midwife's Memoirs. Very long. Nope. I'll take it, though. The music is very dramatic in here. Animancy in the Modern Age. All the books. I have not sold a single book since I started this game, because books! Adir Customs. Yes, please. These look like field sketches of Engwithan ruins and artifacts. Okay. Ooh, there's a basement. I really hope this is where I'm supposed to be to get the truth.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
Oh, stealthy stealth is so slow. Oh, there's closed doors. I worry. Hello. The edges of the cage are dented and scored with claw marks. Claw marks? What do they keep in here? No, I don't want to enter a command. You didn't see that because my face is in the way, but there was a please enter. Click here to enter a command. And oh, no, I don't want to do that. Hello! The strange device seems to thrum with power.
Greetings.
A woman paces back and forth, her feet crunching on the soft red carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself, shaking her head as she pores over pages of notes. She almost walks into you. A cozy! Here I am, looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kit standing in front of me. What can I do? What do you do here? According to my research grant, I study awakenings. Sublimating pre-awakened souls has been one of Animancy's greatest successes, and I am working on a method to replicate the process on awakened souls. She gnaws at her lip. But the truth is that I find few suitable subjects here. Waitman's legacy has left plenty of awakened souls, but most are too broken for study. She sighs. I fear we'll return to Revua with nothing to show for my efforts. I'm awakened! I've been recalling flashes of my past lives. She scratches her chin. Most interesting, but not the kind of awakening I can study, I'm afraid. I need someone whose awakened soul can be triggered with predictable stimuli. Souls such as these tend to manifest as alternate personas in the host. She gives you a broad, if strained smile. But I thank you for the offer. Something else you need? I'd like to know more about animancy in the Valian Republics. It is a dynamic and respected field. Even the Bale Reach incident did little to slow it. She shrugs. People in the republics are more accepting of risk, less superstitious, ready to try anything that shows promise. But animancy also has the potential to do great harm. I'm not sure whether the benefit outweigh the dangers. Yeah. This is true of any great technology. You cut a man open to remove sick flesh, and there is a chance you kill him. Build a boat to explore a new land, and perhaps it sinks with you aboard. Surely these things make us better off, even though they sometimes fail. Sheesh, has got a good point, yeah. Still not what I'm looking for. Hello! Modred. An animancer scribbles feverishly on a parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Gods keep you.
Can I help you? He forces a polite smile. What are you working on? My area of focus is Wichts. In Germany it's Wichts. More specifically, how to cure them. What's a Wicht? A hollowbone who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of Animancy's early efforts to cure the legacy, if not a successful one. He removes his spectacles and wipes his brow. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Transplanting animal souls into children seems like an odd solution. We animancers were trying to do something about the crisis. Better than letting it swallow a generation of children. He stares at a fixed point on the far wall. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because, at first, it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. He takes a slow breath. The complications don't begin until puberty. That's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistake, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. People took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe us for it. But we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. Why do you study beads? He huffs. What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? His face has reddened, and he turns away from you for a moment. He shakes his head. Animancy has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. Just looking around. Then be quick about it and don't touch anything. The sanatorium has a lax visitor policy, but I don't. Without another word, he resumes his work. I'm gonna take all your stuff. In a corner of Mudred's lab rests a large weathered trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. There are freaking skulls on the chest. Do we really want to open that? Examine more closely. Nothing grabs your attention except for the large padlock on the front. Whatever this animancer keeps in here, he does not want anyone else to have or see. I'm gonna open the trunk. No, I'm gonna leave the trunk alone and quick save. Quick save. And then I'm gonna open the trunk. A heavy lock holds the trunk shut. It's too sturdy to break, and the mechanism looks too complicated to pick. You'll need to find the key.
Good day, stranger.
Just looking around. Ah. I don't want to steal. Unexpected results. The canine host was listless and unresponsive, but it has determined that this was simply the implanted feline soul. Yarn resulted in vigorous stimulation. Oh no!
I'll see what I can find.
They implanted a kitty soul in a doggy. Oh no! Poor kitty. Can I go in there? No. Oh. My search has been obstructed.
Let's see what lies
Is it
this way.
maybe hidden somewhere? Is there any stuff hidden? No. No. Anything hidden in here? No. 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 I take it that means we shall come back at a later stage. Still haven't found about the soul of the guy. Urgh. What to do about that? This is an episode of much of me running around aimlessly. I'm gonna go back to the guy in the expedition hall and ask him again. Maybe I missed something.
This elder of yours, he may have returned a drunk or an invalid.
Maybe. But the search for Persock is just as important as what I find.
Is that right? And what if you return empty-handed, eh?
I never return empty-handed.
I'd believe her. She seems very, very efficient. Oh, are these the parents? No. They're just people. Sorry, I got him the dagger. I'm a horrible person. And what I got out of it wasn't even that special. I should have just kept the stupid dagger. You're supposed to go in there, people. Not just look at it. It's not that pretty gate. Osric. Osric was his name, right? Yes. Okay. You're not very helpful. So I'm gonna go to the knights and see what I can find. That's gonna be my task now. Wasted enough time doing nothing. I really want to go to Heritage Hill. Very exciting. But I really don't want to spend...
Here, kitty. Come on, I want to pet you.
Oh, I want to pet it too. I understand it, dear. I completely understand. I don't think I could have gone the other way around. So. Oh, there's a sneeze coming. Ah, I don't want to sneeze. Just some random nobles. That's pretty. What is it? The stones of this ancient tower have been blackened by century-old fires. Surrounded by a patch of wildflowers, it looks like a memorial. It does. Oh no! So in case you couldn't read all of that, it says, an unfortunate mishap. A young lad has lost several fingers whilst toying with a sharpened blade. Let this be a cautionary tale to those with little ones at home. Perhaps the wooden sword is a wiser gift. Oops. I'm sorry, Gordy. Ooh. Urist Nakazul. You see a dwarf, matted beard slick with rain and dirt. His teeth are gritted in the wind, cloak drawn close. He walks in formation with 21 others, all bearing the same insignia, a mercenary company. They are all soaked with mud and filth, faces broken, shoulders fallen and soft. They do not speak as they move, gathered in an uneven circle. Their guide gestures, an unofficious look in Orlan, directing them through the sodden streets toward a run-down building. The ceiling has partially caved in, and something about the too-perfect door causes the party to stop. The Orlan barks at them, agitated. The mercenaries form a tight circle. Something is amiss. Then, hooves, gunfire. They have been betrayed. The fight is fast and efficient. Mercenary blood stains the cobblestone streets as the soldiers round up those remaining. A horse rears out of nowhere, kicking the dwarf in the side of the head. He falls instantly, blood seeping from his ear. The soldiers leave the mess, uncaring, their order completed. Night falls and bodies stiffen. Rain has all but washed the streets clean as the dwarf slits open an eye, groaning. He staggers to his feet, hand on his head. He leaves his cloak on the ground, insignia greeting the sky, and slowly walks away. Ruben Torres. You see a young boy sneak up the ramp of a giant black-sailed ship, smile so wide as to almost cracks his wind-whipped cheeks. The ship is almost empty, crew out drinking and celebrating their latest haul. The boy easily evades the drunken guards, playing cards on the upper decks, trading stories of conquests the boy doesn't yet understand, and runs down the stairs to the decks below. The ship is silent below as he explores. Just the gentle lap of the ocean against the hull and the muffled sound of excited feet running between boxes, stopping at each to peek inside. Another pair of footsteps and the boy jumps, hiding behind a collection of sacks. The footsteps disappear eventually, but the boy is asleep, and the ship roars into life as her drunken crew makes a breakneck escape with an accidental stowaway. Oops. Well, that's what you get for sneaking on boats, kid. Ooh. I'm still not entirely sure what all the ingredients are for. I haven't come across any crafting opportunity, but I might want to upgrade my stronghold, who knows. That's the kind of stuff that could happen. Okay, let's go. Hello.
God's
What business
keep.
brings you to the keep? Aldmar gives you an appraising eye. Judging by the scars on his face, he's lucky to be able to do that much. Every day we get more from the hinterlands pouring into Defiance Bay. Keeps us busy on the watch, it does. You look like you recently arrived yourself. Who are you? A soldier of the Crucible Keep Knights, and proud of it. I help keep everything running at the keep so that Commander Cliver can focus on more important matters. Looking for something, or just knocking the dirt off your boots? Tell me about the Crucible Knights. We're the defenders of Defiance Bay. We're not exactly a formal knighthood, but don't tell Commander Cliver I said that. He grins. We were the first organized militia to oppose the Diran rule, and today we're the largest force in the city. Our soldiers undergo years of combat training, and our officers are required to have their souls read by that critter out in Dunrid Row. What's this about Dunrid Row? Just a requirement for the Crucible Knights, so the higher-ups know there's nothing messy built in your soul past. Aldmar widens his stance. Keeping the ranks pure is fine by me. I just wish they were more careful in hiring their ciphers. What's wrong with their ciphers? He shifts his weight and glances at the empty halls. They're mostly Orlans. I'm sure they're talented enough, but you just can't trust them. Hostility's in their nature, and they've learned to hide it over the years. He frowns and crosses his arms. That's a bit racist, isn't it? All I'm saying is they should at least be supervised by other folk. That's reasonable enough, isn't it? That's a horrible thing to say! Aldmar shrugs. I'm just speaking the truth. Nowadays it seems that's the biggest crime of all. What goes on in Crucible Keep? This is the headquarters of the Crucible Knights, so it's where we store arms and armor, as well as where many of our soldiers bunk. Commander Clive is in the back, making plans as usual. He scratches his scarred cheek. You'll find the forge at the west end of the building, along with our master smith, Dunstan. There's also a shrine to the golem, if you're the praying type. That's all, thank you very much. So, is Dunrid Row a place? As in, outside of Defiance Bay? Do I actually have to travel for that? Because that would explain so much. And would mean that I've just run around this town for 3 videos pointlessly. Tell me. I don't understand. I don't understand. Maybe I don't have to go there. Maybe he keeps his forged documents somewhere in there. I'm gonna explore. Let's go explore. Explore. Can I walk past him, or is he... No, he's not gonna stop me. Good. Good stuff.
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
Totally gonna steal. Oh, totally don't need to steal that.
This
Totally
calls
gonna
for a
steal
subtle
that.
touch.
Hell yeah. Dunstan!
If this is about the breastplates, I already told Cleaver they won't be repaired till next week.
What do you
I'm
do
a
here?
forge master. I'm a master smith for the Crucible Knights. But the way I see it, I'm also keeping up with our old traditions. The first members of our order were smiths. Nowadays, most everyone's a professional soldier. I suppose it's to be expected, but I think it's important we keep up with our roots, too.
Tell me about the knights.
We were all smiths back in Hodred's day, though I'm about the only one here who still gets his hands dirty. We're a fearsome fighting force, though these days I think Cleaver takes more pride in our parade formations.
He thinks himself a progressive man, but he's obsessed with soul lineages and connections to the Durwoods, heroes of old. He picks up his hammer again. Other than Dunrid Rowe, who really knows about any of that, though. Where's Dunrid Rowe? Where? Tongues of flame lick at the forge, hissing with smoke as hot as dragon's breath. Tongs, hardies, hammers, fullers, and punch tools hang from the wall. They feel heavy and sturdy, but their flame-darkened surfaces testify to frequent use.
Easy does it.
Where the fuck is Dunrid Rowe? Is it a person? Is it a place? I do not know.
How may I help?
This is a record of active patrols and reported crimes in Ondra's gift.
Aye?
The latter far outnumber the former. The Blacksmith Knights, a short history of the Crucible, of the Knights of the Crucible. Penham's affidavit. Curran, a cipher duly appointed and employed by Dunrid Rowe, does hereby certify that Novitiate A.M. Penhelm has been found to have a soul free of any subversive influences or tainted essences. The scroll is stamped with the seal of Dunrid Rowe and signed by both Penhelm and Curran.
I'll see what I can do.
You can't do anything. Hello! I'm not stealing. You're stealing. Who's stealing? Me? No.
Consider it done. Give me a real challenge.
Yeah, I'll take it. Is he coming in? No. Good. The Durwood, Part 1. Early Colonial History. Edict of Arrest. This edict calls for the arrest of Eon, whose recent actions have led to the death of a Knight of the Crucible. It requests reporting any information to Justicia Altmar. It is signed Commander Cleaver. Whatever. I have the document about Penhelm. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. Here, kitty. Ooh. Well, I'm not going to steal from the altar. This is a symbol of Abaddon, a colossal smithing hammer imposed over a circular gear. It's smooth and bright with buffing oils. Nothing hidden? Nothing hidden. Okay. That looks like an important room. Can I go into the very important room? I can go into the very important room.
We just don't have the manpower.
Maybe I can help.
Refugees from every corner of the Deerwood. The dozens getting them all riled up about animancy. At this rate, we'll need twice the soldiers to patrol Defiance Bay.
Oh.
Yes? Can I help you with something?
Why don't you have enough soldiers?
Fleetbreaker Castle. The High Justice has summoned almost half of my novitiates, and more of my justiciars to a keep on the other side of New Hailmar. It's not for me to question the High Justice's orders, but it's left us short-handed. And mark me, we're just a couple sparks away from anarchy.
So many newcomers, can't you just recruit more soldiers? More recruit means more training, which means more time from experienced soldiers that I don't have. He half turns away from you. Anyhow, I hardly see how this is any of your concern, but if you've got the time to ask me about it, then perhaps you've got time to do something constructive. Forge Master Dunstan is working with an animancy scholar to build what we're calling Forge Knights, warriors that can patrol our streets without suffering fatigue, disobedience, or fear. Some agitator throws a rock at him. We don't have to worry about things getting out of hand. He's constructed the armor, but we need the scholar's research. Unfortunately, she hasn't been around the last few times my novitiates have checked. Viana lives with the rest of the scriveners out in Copper Lane, but I haven't the soldiers to spare at the moment. Go to the scrivener's dormitory and see if you can find her. When you get the research, just bring it to Dunstan. This is his area of expertise anyway. Once you brought him the research, he can sell you any arms or armor if you have need. He forges and repairs all of our equipment. You won't find a more capable smith in Defiance Bay. Was there something else I can do for you? Are you in charge of the Crucible Knights? Here in Defiance Bay, anyhow. The High Justice is the leader of our order, but he's currently stationed at Fleetbreaker Castle. My job is to oversee our forces in Defiance Bay and to keep order for the Duke. Thank you. Okay, bye. This document estimates the flow of refugees over the past 3 months. The figures grow by the week. This map shows the environs surrounding Defiance Bay. Flags mark strategic access points to the city.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Do 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 do. You
see
don't
where you're
see
going
me. Yes, I do.
There. What did I tell you?
Ooh. I'm glad I did that. I have that bow. Damn it. Still gonna take it.
Sure.
Oh, how am I supposed to get there without being seen? I'm not seen. I am unseen. Well.
There. What did I tell you?
Good stuff. Ooh, another Edict of Arrest. Still for Eon. And Crucible Knights, blah blah. Crucible Knights, blah blah. Okay guys, let's leave. Let's say thank you to the nice Crucible Knights for giving us all their stuff. This painting shows a row of warriors standing atop the walls of Defiance Bay while Aedea ships sail away. They would be happy about that, wouldn't they? I haven't been here and I haven't... Or have I? I have been here, haven't I? Yes. But I haven't been in what seems to be like a training ground? Yeah, looks like it. Hello. Wyla. The Justicia's gaze flicks over to you briefly before returning to the novitiates gathered in the training area. If this is about patrols, my novitiates are already stretched to their limit. Between the refugee influx and the mess at Heritage Hill, I simply don't have any units to spare. After a pause, she looks over at you again. I'm sorry, was there something else you needed? Is something wrong at Heritage Hill? She lowers her voice. What isn't wrong is the real question. A whole district of walking, flesh-eating corpses. We sealed the area 2 months ago, just after I lost one of my finest commanders there. And yet this is the second guard rotation to disappear. There are already enough rumors about the place floating around the keep without my soldiers whispering about these disappearances. She shakes her head. I'd just as soon abandon the district, but if those monsters should find a way out... Tell me about it. It used to be one of the most prestigious districts in Defiance Bay, but a few months ago the residents all went mad, started eating each other, and anything else that had the bad luck to wander into the district. I've never seen anything like it. Now every novitiate that stands guard there, everyone that comes back anyway, talks of the stench of the grave and the groans of unspeakable horrors. She holds up one plague-clad finger. The why and the how are questions for the Animancers. I've sealed her district in hopes of containing whatever happened there. It seems to be working, for now. If there's nothing else, I must attend to my duties. You said earlier that something was wrong in Heritage Hill. Yes, I've got that. I could look into it. She steps back and regards you. After what I've just told you, you want to go to Heritage Hill. I've lost trained soldiers there. Why should I let anyone in? If people are disappearing, someone's got to figure out what's happening to them. If you're so eager to rush to your death, I won't stop you. She quietly looks on at the novitiates. And if you're somehow able to put a stop to this... You've got my permission to enter Heritage Hill. I'll send word to the guards at the gate. Thank you. Lots of confused novitiates.
Let's see what lies this way.
Oh, there's no way out, is there? Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, no, there isn't. Oh, yeah, there is. Hey there, you got something to say? Why? What do you got to say? What's wrong? What's up? How can I help you,
Hey.
Dad?
Strange place for a shrine to Abidan, Crucible Keep. Maybe it made more sense at some point before it gathered all that dust. The only thing the Knights of the Crucible worship these days is the nobility, as far as I understand it.
I know some soldiers who got recruited by the Knights after the war was over. They told me some about it. They get these young kids in there and they tell them about blacksmithing and about the revolution and about tradition. Talk about the golem like he created the Crucible Knights in his forge to go win Durwood's independence. Then they join and it turns out all any of those knights ever talks about is, when are we gonna get recognized as a real knighthood? When are we getting our titles and our land? The High Justice wants to be an earl. Says it's Abaddon's will. He's got a castle and an army. I wonder how long he'll wait before he starts a war over it, saying Abaddon told him to. Seems like some members do still take their ideals seriously. We see it with the older knights, some of them. They were taught differently. I feel for them, seeing all that slowly wearing away around them. It's nothing to be done because the wrong people are in charge. Shame they don't have better people leading them. Very pessimistic.
Sure.
I think I've been running around quite enough for this video. In the next video I'm going to go back to Osric and show him the affidavit that I found. And then I'm probably going to find the document for the lady with the scriveners, the archivist. Did my cat just meow? So cute. So cute. And maybe I'm gonna check out Heritage Hill, see if I can survive it. We'll see. But that's for next episode. Thank you for watching this one. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment and a like, and I will see you in the next episode of Pillars of Eternity.